Hey guys, it's me Narelle here, and welcome back to a new video. This video is actually the coloring of the fan art I did for Miku's birthday. I luckily was able to put this picture up on Instagram a few days after her birthday, but this video is like a week and some change late, so I'm like, this video is not even relevant anymore. But I was like, you know what, let me just upload it anyways, because it could be a backlog video that I could easily put up on Fridays, because since my work schedule is never the same, I just don't know when I'll be able to sit down to actually upload a video, and hopefully it'll be up on time if you just kind of, feel me in that area. So yes, I actually really loved how this turned out. I did change the background because the background in her hair had a lot of white highlights, and I was like, that's too distracting. So I went over the white parts in the background with the Tombow marker that I used for the background, and I just kind of let the white highlights stand out in her hair because I felt like it was needed there because she wasn't popping. So I'm like, it's Miku, she has to be popping. So that is what I did. So yes, this picture mainly consists the use of Sharpie, Crayola, Copic, Tombow, and a Sakura Jelly Roll in the size of 10. So that's all I use. The paper I use is the Georgia Pacific cardstock. I love this paper whenever I'm doing like marker work. I live for it. You can get like a pack of 150 sheets for like $5 at Walmart. Like, it's amazing. So go get this paper, guys, if you really want a nice paper to try out using markers on, because it's amazing. I can praise it all day of the week. I think I learned about this paper from Nautica, I believe. I seriously believe I learned about it through Nautica, and I bought it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this paper because it's really nice with colored pencils. Because if you guys don't remember, I used to mainly use colored pencils, so it was really soft and it blended the pencils really nicely. But now that I'm kind of just branching out and using different art supplies, it works good for the art supplies that I want to use. The only thing that it sucks with is watercolor, because watercolor, you have to have watercolor paper for that medium to work. Like, it's legit, you have to have watercolor paper for watercolor. You can have mixed media paper, that works, but I believe watercolor paper gives the effect of watercolor the best. Mixed media is like an if and an and, but if I had to choose straight watercolor paper or mixed media paper for watercolor, I'll just choose watercolor paper because that is what it's meant for. So enough of my art supplies. Like I said, I did this for Miku's birthday. I don't keep up with birthdays at all. So if you guys are wondering what birthdays my characters have, it's none. None of my characters have birthdays. They really don't. That's the honest truth, because I forget about birthdays. Like, if it's people I know, love, and adore, I remember their birthdays like hand down. But it was for my characters, honey, that is way too many birthdays to remember, and way too many birthdays to actually think that they would fit having. So yes, so I enjoyed drawing this. It was really fun. I'm actually selling this on my store Envy shop and my Etsy shop, because honestly, I could do without this picture. So if you guys really want this picture in your hands, I will put a link down below. I think I'm just going to link my Etsy because I think that's where it's at right now. But if it's on my store Envy, I will link that as well, because I don't know, I feel like I want to like declutter in my originals because I have too many and I just feel like it's too much. So I will put a lot more originals up for sale later on in the next weeks. So if you guys fancy any of my originals, just go check them there and you can buy them, because I'm trying to get rid of them. So take them off my hands, guys. So yeah, so another fun fact about Miku that I really like, it's funny, but Vocaloids, they're like really big, and I'm just like, I find it amazing how big they are, because they can sell out shows in New York, California, and people actually pay to see these people. Like, they pay to see holograms perform on stage, and I'm like, that's not a bad thing. It's actually really cool if you think about it. I would probably go see a Vocaloid concert myself if I could, but it's amazing. And I just gotta say, Japan, like, Japan does this. It's just Japan. They're amazing at everything. But yeah, and I actually had a college class, Southern culture, and the first day of class, our teacher wanted us to introduce herself and say one interesting fact about herself. And I said, I love Asian culture, is what I live in, is what I breathe. I love Asian culture. And he was like, fun fact, when I was in another college, I teach a whole class based on Vocaloids. He was like, because I found them so interesting. And he was like, I had to spend a whole class talking about them, and I live for them. And I'm like, that's interesting. Like, oh my gosh. But my video is ending. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye.